What's going on? It's the Rap Nerd, and I know I'm later than usual than I am with my reviews, but I just got back home from seeing the Super Mario Brothers movie with my wife and my daughter, and we had a blast at the cinema watching this thing. I don't really know how anyone could complain about this film, honestly. You can nitpick it if you wanted to, but I'm like, if you're just a fan of the characters and the material, even if you're not, this movie is a blast. It's one of those movies that, just like Sonic 2, for me personally, where it did so much from the games and the whole lore of Super Mario Brothers that it can do no wrong, honestly, say what you will about that, but I found myself smiling from ear to ear so much watching this movie because it did so many things that I remember from the games and just like I still have the games. Like I still have Mario 64. I still have Mario Kart 64. I have Mario Kart Double Dash on GameCube. I still have a lot of these games that I play pretty regularly. So to see them adapted into a story was just so fire. There are so many different nods, references, Easter eggs that'll make you smile. So many of those references are actual parts of the story too. While you have other ones that kind of just are in the background, and if you see them, you're like, oh shoot. From different objects like a Yoshi egg in the background just sitting there, or the Spike, or Mr. Bomb from N64. There's so many little things like that that are just flooded within the movie, and they just make it's just fun. And what I like about the story is it feels like a culmination of all this material in like one solidified story. I really enjoyed how they crafted the film. When they first announced that Chris Pratt was going to talk from Mario, I didn't quite understand it. I was like, what are we doing? I didn't shoot him down automatically, but I was just curious as to what he was going to do with the character, and I love what they did. I love how they kind of separated the story, where it's Mario is like a real person who gets thrown into this world, as they do with the material in general. But I think when it comes to Super Mario, we just automatically remember Mario being set in this world with King Koopa and Bowser. We just remember him being, and we don't realize that he was a real guy. And the way they used it, really enjoyed it. I don't want to say it specifically because I feel like it might be a spoiler, but just know his voice is the voice he uses for a reason. Like, he does turn on the traditional Mario voice that we do use, but there's a reason why he's not using that traditional voice throughout the film, and it makes total sense, and I buy it as well. I think he did a great job as Mario. I think Charlie Day did a great job as Luigi. He captured this frightened, kind of scary-esque character, and I think his voice just matches who Luigi is perfectly. The same way Chris Pratt captured the essence of who Mario is. This guy who won't quit, who doesn't exactly know what he's doing, but he's determined. They both killed it. I think Anna's Peach was awesome too. We get to see traditional spots of Peach that we know and love, like Peach might do something and she makes a little noise like, oh, we get that. And I just really like how Peach was not a damsel in distress. I kind of figured they were gonna give her the Bo Peep treatment like they did in Toy Story. In the third one, no. In the fourth one, they made her more of she was her own hero. She didn't need any help, and Peach was kick ass. All her moments, her action sequences had me seriously smiling ear to ear. So many small moments that I saw in there. Jack Black killed it as Bowser as usual. Like Jack Black, when it comes to his voice work and just him as an actor, I feel like he's very underrated. I think we expect Jack Black to do what he does, but I think we often overlook how great of an actor he is, both voice actor and just a regular actor, that we expect greatness from him because he always delivers greatness. So he killed it. His singing when he was like, Peaches, 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 so phenomenal. And there's this one scene that I really, really loved when he was talking to his mans. He was like, yo, come jam with me. He's playing the piano. And just what they did with that to include this little piece of music in that moment, great. Donkey Kong, Seth Rogen did an outstanding job as Donkey Kong. I feel like he was himself, but he was actually able to put us in the mindset of who Donkey Kong was. So all of the voice acting was great. And surprisingly enough, you you've seen the trailer. This movie's a visual feast. From just the way it looks in general, clean cut, great effects and everything. Excuse me. And what got me a lot is the action set pieces. They all work. They all were a part of the game. Like they even had this Mario Kart-esque scene that just, it's probably my favorite scene in the whole film. I loved it because there's just so many small things that they do here that I was like, did they really do that? Because if you play Mario Kart in the kind of the later movies, there's this thing that you can do where you can drift, and if you drift long enough, it'll give you like a boost. They even did that, and I was like, wow, they really like really honed in on what makes these games so special in particular and put them in the movie. The Mario Kart scene, I don't even want to give too much away because they just did so much that I enjoyed, and I was like, oh yeah. And and I keep saying references, using the references to games is like a thing that I'm talking about, but the movie doesn't lean on that. It provides that, but there's actually a real story here, and there's a reason for why everything is happening. So that's what I like too, because one of the things I feared was it was just going to be this movie full of references to the Mario lore, because there's so much that you can pick from and just throw in here to make a crowd-pleasing movie. But I feel like it does do crowd-pleasing, and at the end of the day, it really works, and you understand the world of Mario and why it is what it is. I thought the way it ended was genius. The way they connect the two worlds, it all worked for me, man. I'm trying not to geek out about so many different things because they literally take it back. Like, when I say take it back with the items and power-ups, oh man, like the third act was just so superbly done. I could not stop smiling when it let loose. I don't even want to say it because if you haven't seen it, it'll spoil it. But just know there's so many things that they do that you love from the games that they brought to the big screen, and I enjoyed it. May do a spoiler review just to talk about the many things that I loved, just how well balanced and in control it was, man. So this movie was fun all around. One of my favorites of the year. Had so much fun. It felt like watching Sonic 2 again, that I just left smiling happy, and I'm hoping that they do another one. And based off the ending, you gotta do another one, because they didn't even they gave us a lot of the Mario lore, but there is so much that they can dive into as far as characters and which storylines that they can do and present for the next film. And I'm excited, loved it, had a fantastic time, and that's all I cared about. My wife loved it, my daughter loved it. We plan on buying it and watching it again once it hits VOD. Great film. So if you've seen the film, let me know in the comments what was your favorite scene. Again, my favorite scene was Mario Kart 1. And my other favorite scene was the Donkey Kong and Mario one. Like that one, where there was this elements of Super Smash Brothers from it. Oh, love this film. So let me know in the comments what was your favorite scene. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to like and subscribe because it helps me a lot. And if you already are subscribed and like, I appreciate it. And until next time, peace.
RapNerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy.